Autumn Treasure by Richard Le Gallienne. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. Who will gather with me the fallen year, this drift of forgotten, forsaken leaves? Ah, who give ear to the sigh October heaves at summer's passing by? Who will come walk with me on this Persian carpet of purple and gold the weary autumn weaves, and be as sad as I? Gather the wealth of the fallen rose, and watch how the memoried south wind blows old dreams and old faces upon the air, and all things fair. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
A Ballad of the How-To Books by John James Davies. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. That time when learning's path was steep, and rocks and fissures marred the way, the few who dared were forced to creep, their souls off quaking with dismay. The goal achieved, their hairs were gray, their bodies bent like shepherds' crooks. How blessed are we who run today the easy road of how-to books! The presses groan, and volumes heap, our dullness we no more betray. To know the stars or shear a sheep, to live on air or polo play, the trick is ours, or we may stray beneath the seas with science cooks, and sprint by some reflected ray the easy road of how-to books. Who craves the boon of dreamless sleep? Who bricks would make, sans straw or clay? Call spirits from the very deep, or weave a lofty living lay? Let him be heartened, jocund, gay, nor hopeless writhe on tenterhooks. They meet no barriers who essay the easy road of how-to books. Envoy. The critic still will slash and slay poor hapless scribes in sanctum nooks. Lo, here's a refuge for their prey, the easy road of how-to books. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Brahma by Andrew Lang. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. If the wild bowler thinks he bowls, or if the batsman thinks he's bowled, they know not, poor misguided souls, they too shall perish unconsoled. I am the batsman and the bat, I am the bowler and the ball, the umpire, the pavilion cat, the roller, pitch, and stumps, and all. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Coney Island by Sarah Teasdale. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. Why did you bring me here? The sand is white with snow. Over the wooden domes, the winter sea winds blow. There is no shelter near. Come, let us go. With foam of icy lace, the sea creeps up the sand. The wind is like a hand that strikes us in the face. Doors that June set a-swing are bolted long ago. We try them uselessly. Alas, there cannot be for us a second spring. Come, let us go. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Critic by William J. Lampton. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. Behold the critic, bold and cold, who sits in judgment on the twilight and the dawn of literature, and eminently sure informs his age what printed page is destined to be great. His word is fate, and what he writes is greater far than all the books he writes of are. His pen is dipped in boom or doom, and when he says one book is wrought and that another's not, that ends it. He is pure infallibility, and any book he judges must be blessed or cussed by all mankind, except the blind who will not see the master's modest mastery. His fiat stands against the uplifted hands of thousands who protest and buy the books that they like best. But what of that? He knows where he is at, and they don't. And why shouldn't he be high above them, as the clouds are high above the brooks? For God, he made the critic, and man, he makes the books. See? Gee whiz, what a puissant potentate the critic is. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Eldorado by Edgar Allan Poe. Read for LibriVox.org by David Butler. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing a song, in search of Eldorado. But he grew old, this knight so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like Eldorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. "Shadow," said he, "where can it be, this land of Eldorado?" "Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow. Ride, boldly ride," the shade replied, "if you seek for Eldorado." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Garret by Ezra Pound. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. Come, let us pity those who are better off than we are. Come, my friend, and remember that the rich have butlers and no friends, and we have friends and no butlers. Come, let us pity the married and the unmarried. Dawn enters with little feet like a gilded pavlova, and I am near my desire. Nor has life in it aught better than this hour of clear coolness, the hour of waking together. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
A Letter Home from the Princess Boo Lolly at Gumbo Goo, South Sea Islands, to her brother, Prince Umbubu, a sophomore at Yale, by Wallace Irwin. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. It is spring, my dear Umbubu, on the island of Gumbo Goo, and your father, King Karobo, and your mother long for you. We had missionaries Monday, much the finest of the year. Our old cook came back last Sunday, and the stews she makes are dear. I've the loveliest string of knuckles which dear father gave to me, and a pair of shin-bone buckles, which I so wish you could see. You remember Mr. Bulu? He is coming over soon with some friends from Unatulu. We all hope they'll call at noon. Mr. Bulu's rather slender, but we'll fix him up with sage, and I think he'll be quite tender for a fellow of his age. Genevieve Olula's marriage was arranged so very queer. Have you read the bishop's carriage? Don't you think it's just too dear? I'm hoping next vacation I may visit you a while. In this out-of-way location, it's so hard to know the style. Will you try and match the sample I enclose? Be sure it's green. Get 3 yards. That will be ample. Velvet, mind, not velveteen. Gentle mother worries badly, and she thinks it is a shame that a man like Dr. Hadley lets you play that football game. for the way they hurt each other seems so barbarously rude. No, you've not been raised, dear brother, to do anything so crude. And those horrid meals at college? Not what you're accustomed to. It is hard, this quest for knowledge, but be brave, your sister Boo. P.S. If it's not too great a bother and a mental overtax, would you send your poor old father COD a battle-axe? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Love Lives Beyond the Tomb by John Clare. Read for LibriVox.org by Alan Davis Drake. Love lives beyond the tomb, the earth which fades like dew. I love the fond, the faithful, and the true. Love lies in sleep, the happiness of healthy dreams. Eve's dews may weep, but love delightful seems. 'Tis seen in flowers, and in the even's pearly dew on earth's green hours, and in the heaven's eternal blue. 'Tis heard in spring, when light and sunbeams, warm and kind, on angel wing bring love and music to the wind. And where is voice so young, so beautiful, so sweet as nature's choice? Where spring and lovers meet? Love lies beyond the tomb, the earth, the flowers and dew. I love the fond, the faithful, young, and true. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Plougher by Padraic Colum. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. Sunset and silence. A man, around him earth savage, earth broken. Beside him 2 horses, a plough. Earth savage, earth broken. The brutes, the dawn man there in the sunset, and the plough that is twin to the sword, that is founder of cities. Brute tamer, plough-maker, earth-breaker, canst hear? There are ages between us. Is it praying you are as you stand there alone in the sunset? Surely our sky-born gods can be naught to you, earth-child and earth-master. Surely your thoughts are of Pan, or of Wotan, or Dana. Yet why give thought to the gods? Has Pan led your brutes where they stumble? Has Dana numbed pain of the childbed, or Wotan put hands to your plough? What matter of your foolish reply, O man, standing lone and bowed earthward? Your task is a day near its close. Give thanks to the night-giving God. Slowly the darkness falls, the broken lands blend with the savage. The brute tamer stands by the brutes, a head's breadth only above them. A head's breadth? Aye, but therein is hell's depth, and the height up to heaven, and the thrones of the gods and their halls, their chariots, purples and splendors. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Rhapsody by William Stanley Braithwaite. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. I am glad day long for the gift of song, for time and change and sorrow, for the sunset wings and the world-end things which hang on the edge of tomorrow. I am glad for my heart whose gates apart are the entrance place of wonders, where dreams come in from the rush and din like sheep from the rains and thunders. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Rime of the Chivalrous Shark by Wallace Irwin. Most chivalrous fish of the ocean, to ladies forbearing and mild, though his record be dark, is the man-eating shark, who will eat neither woman nor child. He dines upon seamen and skippers, and tourists his hunger assuage, and a fresh cabin boy will inspire him with joy if he's past the maturity age. A doctor, a lawyer, a preacher, he'll gobble one any fine day, but though ladies, God bless him, he'll only address 'em politely and go on his way. I can readily cite you an instance where a lovely young lady of Bream, who was tender and sweet and delicious to eat, fell into the bay with a scream. She struggled and flounced in the water, and signaled in vain for her bark, and she'd surely been drowned if she hadn't been found by a chivalrous man-eating shark. He bowed in a manner most polished, thus soothing her impulses wild. "Don't be frightened," he said, "I've been properly bred, and will eat neither woman nor child." Then he proffered his fin, and she took it. Such a gallantry none can dispute, while the passengers cheered as the vessel they neared, and a broadside was fired in salute. And they soon stood alongside the vessel, when a life-saving dinghy was lowered, with the pick of the crew, and her relatives too, and the mate and the skipper aboard. So they took her aboard in a jiffy, and the shark stood attention the while. Then he raised on his flipper and ate up the skipper, and went on his way with a smile. And this shows that the prince of the ocean, to ladies forbearing and mild, though his record be dark, is the man-eating shark, who will eat neither woman nor child. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
A Song in Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no mo, of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leavy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. End of song. This recording is in the public domain. The Storm by G.O. Warren. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. She reached for sunset fires, and lived with stars and the sea. The mountains for her temple, the storm for priest had she. Together a libation they poured to the God she knew, such wine as ageless heavens and lonely wisdom brew. Now she has done with worship, for all her rites are the same, yet the storm keeps green forever the moss upon her name. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Talk by John Paul. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. It seems to me that talk should be like water, sprinkled sparingly. Then ground that late lay dull and dried smiles up at you revivified, and flowers of speech, touched by the dew, put forth fresh root and bud anew. But I'm not sure that any flower would thrive beneath Niagara's shower. So when a friend turns full on me his verbal hose, may I not flee? I know that I am arid ground, but I'm not watered. Gad, I'm drowned. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Lamb by William Blake. Read for LibriVox.org by David Butler. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life and bid thee feed by the stream and o'er the mead. Gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing, woolly bright. Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee. Little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek, and he is mild. He became a little child. I a child, and thou a lamb. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Tyger by William Blake. Read for LibriVox.org by David Butler. Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
To France by Frederick George Scott. Read for LibriVox.org by Clarica. What is the gift we have given thee, sister? What is the trust we have laid in thy hand? Hearts of our bravest, our best, our dearest, blood of our blood we have sown in thy land. What for all time will the harvest be, sister? What will spring up from the seed that is sown? Freedom and peace and goodwill among nations, love that will bind us with love all our own. Bright is the path that is opening before us, upward and onward it mounts through the night. Sword shall not sever the bonds that unite us, leading the world to the fullness of light. Sorrow hath made thee more beautiful, sister, nobler and purer than ever before. We who are chastened by sorrow and anguish hail thee as sister and queen evermore. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Wicked Zebra by Frank Rowe Batchelder. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. The zebra always seems malicious. He kicks and bites most all the time. I fear that he's not only vicious, but guilty of some dreadful crime. The mere suggestion makes me falter in writing of this wicked brute. Although he has escaped the halter, he wears for life a convict suit. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wild Animals I Have Met by Carolyn Wells. Read for LibriVox.org by Carolyn Francis. The Lion. I've met this beast in drawing rooms, 'mong ladies gay with silks and plumes. He looks quite bored and silly, too, when he's held up to the public view. I think I like him better when alone I brave him in his den. The Bear. I never seek the surly bear, but if I meet him in his lair, I say, "Good day, sir, sir, good day," and then make haste to get away. It is no pleasure, I declare, to meet the cross, ill-natured bear. The goose. I know it would be of no use to say I'd never met a goose. There are so many all around, with idle look and clacking sound, and sometimes it has come to pass I've seen one in my looking-glass. The duck. This merry one with laughing eyes, not too sedate nor otherwise, is best of comrades, frank and free, a clever hand at making tea, a fearless nature full of pluck. I like her well, she is a duck. The cat. The cat's a nasty little beast, she's seen at many a fete and feast. She's spiteful, sly, and double-faced, exceeding prim, exceeding chaste, and while a soft, sleek smile she wears, her neighbor's reputation tears. The puppy. Of all the animals I've met, the puppy is the worst one yet. Clumsy and crude, he hasn't brains enough to come in when it rains, but with insufferable conceit he thinks that he is just too sweet. The kid. Kids are the funniest things I know. Nothing they do but eat and grow. They're frolicsome, and it is said they eat tin cans and are not dead. I'm not astonished at that feat, for all things else I've seen them eat. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.